to do it like this? Yeah, I want to do it like this. Okay. So, what's up, everybody? I just want to talk to you guys today and basically let you know that my experiences with the Archon experience and identifying them in my life. I didn't know that, these things, they have like an ability to feed off you, like literally anger, frustration, anything that's worrying, arguing, um, just fear, anxiety, they feed off on that. So today I'm just going to speak to you real quickly about, what I experienced so far. So, I do know that when they are recognized, what happens is, they come for you even more. So today I'm just grateful that, I can understand that breathing techniques work and not allowing them to drain or feed off on your energy when you're going through something. And then the voices, like, they'll implant like false pretenses in your head to make you believe that your thoughts are yours when they're really not. They are your thoughts, but if you didn't come up with those ideas, it's kind of like, how sometimes you think about something and then you're like, where did that just come from? So most of the times, you can be going through a situation. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. For instance, um, I was going on my way to the store, and I was remembering like everything I had on my list. What I had to get. So I'm in and out because it's freezing outside, right? So I decided to go to the store. This is like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I walk past the garbage cans, and I live outside of the building, so I'm going past the garbage cans or whatever. And this guy decides to pickpocket me from my phone. But I didn't hear my phone fall. So when I called my phone, I went to the store and I'm like, excuse me, can I use your phone? I just dropped my phone. My house is like right around the corner from the store. So if it fell out of my pocket, I would have heard it. So I noticed that when my Bluetooth went off from my music, because I like to jam on my music. I don't like to be, I like to go back and forth, but I always have my music on or whatever. And all of a sudden, my music said disconnected. So I'm like, why is it disconnected? So I go like this, and I'm like, I don't have a phone. So I go to backtrack my steps. There's no phone, and I'm the only one outside. It's like a desert. And the one person that walked past me, I knew something was weird. So I go to the store and I go to call my phone. So I go, hey, can I use your phone? I just dropped my phone back there. I want to make sure that, if I call it, I can hear it. Maybe it fell in the snow or something, which there wasn't any snow. It's clean. Piles were on the side, but I wasn't in the pile. And I called in. The person picks up. I'm like, oh, this is your phone. Oh, I didn't know this was your phone. I found it on the ground. Now, mind you, it's just me and him. He's walking one complete opposite way. I'm going that way. I know my phone is, it's a bright color. It's white, right? So it's sticking out of my jacket. So I'm guaranteed he swiped my phone knowing that it was mine. And why would you answer a phone call from a phone that you're taking unless you had an agenda? So I already knew that the universe was telling me, like, this is a drain. What are you going to do about this situation? So I'm like, you know what? This is a learning experience for me right now. So I breathed. I took an initiative and I said, okay, now we know that the archons are playing, they're feeding right now. This is how they make the setup. So I'm like, okay, we're not gonna let them bother me. I got lucky enough that the person was brave enough to bring me my phone back and nice enough to not be a crackhead and take my shit. But I got lucky, I guess, because my energy I basically converted my negative into a positive by saying, okay, if I lost my phone, I lost my phone. I already was having issues with the screen was cracked. It was just a catastrophe with the phone. So it wasn't even that. It was just the idea and the principle that my phone just got pickpocketed out of my jacket. So they made me walk a whole block down to meet them in the middle of the street, and it's freezing. It's like below 17 outside. And it dawned on me that this is part of the feeding process. They make you go through confusion and a whole bunch of trial and tribulation, not just saying that trial and tribulation can't build you, but when it's a planned agenda for someone to come for you, and you're not aware. These are the signs that are telling you that you have to sit back, breathe, pause, take a second, and realize that this is an experience that's happening right now. What's going to be your reaction? So for me, I just took it upon myself and I said, okay, let me go walk and go get my phone. So as I meet them in the street, they're like, oh, I'm going to take your phone, which I never implied or implemented. So it was just kind of like weird that I guess either their demons were puppets were draining through him to get to me, or this was one of those statistics where you got pickpocket and the person that took your phone wants you to look at them as a savior. They might have wanted $2 or $3 for bringing their phone back. Like, but I had to think about it. Like, this is a set trap, of course, and the universe just works that way. It's like every other situation. So I have another example. You have family members that smile in your face, tell you, oh yeah, everything's okay, and then they would lie to you, like basically manipulation tactics of, oh well, no, I never said that, or I never did that, and then it's like, but I have proof. But they rather see the reaction of what you give. So it's like, well, if I'm not going to get in trouble and I'm just going to get a warning, maybe just because I wipe my feet on them like a dirty rug, next time I can piss and shit on them too. So these are the worries and the attitude that the archons want you to have, aka the loosh. I call them the loosh. Well, we light beings, star seeds, crystal children, we call them the loosh. This is what Jesus was talking about when they say it's not about the human flesh, it's about the principalities in the spiritual world that we cannot see. He knew about the Loosh and knew about the Archons for so long, but they were calling them demons, which demons are lingering spirits that they puppeteer some of them if you give them access, and the things that you do that can allow them to have access. And I just now that it's all coming to me now that not only is religion for a purpose, is because regardless to the fact you're still going to be in fear. But you're still going to be with the anxiety. You're still going to be with the idea that, oh, I have to pray to a holier than thou in order for me to be saved from these archons. Everything that you ever desired about religion, spirituality, and all things are within you. Okay? You carry that God spirit. You're God-like. You are the universe. You are one. So at the end of the day, why can't we just say there's a different way to respond to these situations? How about let's breathe, take our time, and notice what's really going on? And when you take the time to see that these energies are feeding off of you by the circumstances that you go through, that's the reason why you have to do the complete opposite of what they're used to. So if you're used to flipping out or spazzing out, it's going to be hard because I just spazzed out and then I had to think about it. Oh boy, they got me again. I spazzed out because I don't like when people take advantage of my property. So if I tell you you're not allowed to use my computer or you're not allowed to use a device or whatever it is, and I tell you and you're like, oh, I didn't do anything, and then I come to find out I got to go through history, see that you downloaded stuff and all kind of stuff, but you're telling me you never touched it. Basically, it's like lies, deceit, manipulation, anything to see you in trauma, anything to see you spaz out, and you know, these are the things that we have to learn to overcome. It's not easy. It's nobody said it was ever going to be easy, but when you concentrate on controlling your emotions and being emotionally mature with the situation, that's when you think like, okay, I'm growing up now. I'm starting to realize that I can actually overcome my emotions when it comes to circumstances and not allow them to feed. Even it can be like, okay, I got another example. You know how when God told Job, told Satan, yeah, go try my son Job, because they wanted to see, he wanted to see. If, well, God, the universe, the whole, how do you call it? I don't want to sound silly. The metaphor of the story is allow the energy, whether if it's negative or positive, to come. It's up to you how you respond to it. Because just like they say, if your enemy asks you to walk a mile, walk two. Don't ever be angry or upset about any circumstances. Or if they say, don't cast your pearls to swine, meaning don't vent your belly speech. Do not allow the enemy to take over what you have, which is your peace. We all need it. It's important. And if you don't have peace and you can't show tranquility within your surroundings and your circle, your aura will be snatched. Seriously, like people are destiny swapping just because they see that you carry a light that they can't, so they'll try to dim your light by their demonic archons that come to you, because you got to remember these agents, they send other people, especially your loved ones or the people that you care about the most, they send them to make sure that they are doing their job, which is feeding, pretty much. But today, I would be today years old. I'm lying. I would be a month old mentally, learning that these entities are way, way powerful than what we thought. They run the government. All the pedophilia, all of the kidnappings, the killings, the COVID diseases, everything is to feed off on you. This is part of the plan. We're on a prison planet. What do you expect? But this is just for entertainment purposes, because I don't want to get banned or anything. But at the same time, it's just for informational value for those that are interested. And I think that the more that I try to get an idea of what they look like, I really don't want to know what they look like. I know what they sound like. I know that they give you influence. They can't read your mind, but they can come into your mind with thoughts to tell you what to think. They'll be like, oh, he hasn't called you back, or she hasn't called you back. And she must be out there cheating, or she must be Rico Suave, or he's Rico Suave somebody else. And it's like, wait a minute, where did that idea come from? You're in love with this person. If that person truly loves you, your body will tell you, your intuition will tell you. The Lush and the Archons are not intuition. Those are negative thoughts, that they malignant thoughts that they try to transfer to you so that you can have these feelings, so that way they can feed. Intuition is when you get signs and it feels right. The intuition, whether regardless of what the decision is, that decision feels right. It doesn't feel like I got to second guess it. Okay. And another thing is, um, be slow to speak and easy and fast to hear, meaning hold your water. Like if I'm ever having a miscommunication with anybody and I feel like I want to argue, or like I want to just prove my point, which the loose loves, narcissist avoidance, those are in the family of that. These are different new levels, new devils. You understand? You got the narcissist, you got the avoidant, you have the abusive, mentally, spiritually. Like these things come in different forms to dim your light, right? Um, they do have a nomad um, thing you can try, which I've been looking up on YouTube and trying to figure out, what these entities are and how to overcome them, or learn how to master them, right? So it's not something you should run from. It's something you can't avoid by be it consult yourself, be a speaker to yourself. You don't need everybody's opinion, because like I said, these agents and entities, they'll come through your friends and family and have you misconstrued. You'll be like, it's very diabolical to try to take somebody else's experience and use it into your own when you have to go through it yourself. So for me, my experience was basically seeing that um, these entities are to the point where they feed unexpectedly, subconsciously in dreams. I had a nightmare the other night. I was basically I was watching some guy look at these little girls like I was in my dream, I was walking to the park and I was sitting there watching the kids play as my dog was playing because I have kids. And this guy, I'm watching him and he's watching these little girls and he got his hands in his pants. So I'm like, the hell is going on in this dream? I would never dream of no shit like that. Maybe because I was watching the files and everything that's going on in the north, east, west, and south TV. So I'm just to the point where I'm like, okay, maybe it got stuck there. Something disgusting. So in my dream, I I'm on the phone. I'm telling my best friend, I'm like, yo, there's a guy in the park checking out little girls and it's pissing me off. I'm about to take the dog home and the kids were leaving. And somebody overheard me and went back and told the guy, and the guy followed me home. This was in my dream. So I'm running. We run away, the dog. My daughter, she's of age, like. But anyway, she's not a baby. So we running, right? And I get in the house, I lock the door, and all of a sudden this guy's at my door banging the door. So in my dream, I got my foot on the door at the bottom. And he's trying to break this. He's trying to. I'm sorry, I have food in my mouth. He's trying to break this door down. But only thing I'm thinking about is the safety of my kids and me, right? Because you know, can't no weapon on me at the moment. So I don't believe in weapons, but power of the tongue, right? So yeah, in my dream, it was so funny because I got a knock on the door. That's what woke me up because my dog was barking. But just to know that the way I felt, the intensity, how my heart was pounding and everything, and those ideas that were just set in my head, I held on to it. And it was draining. It was giving fear. It was giving anxiety. And I knew I was like, oh shit, they got me again. So I do like my chia seed regimens. I do my sea moss regimens. You know, I could say I'm in my 40s. So I'm grateful that, I could actually get to experience these things. I came to this planet on a soul contract just to overcome the things that I wasn't able to overcome. You have to break family chains, right? And family curses. And I feel that when you harbor anxiety and fear and should I say envy and guilt or whatever, animosity, grudges, stuff like that, when family members don't know how to overcome that, it becomes a curse to the next generation of their family. So it passes down to their kids because you're teaching this, right? It's kind of like purging the bitch. There's a book by Queen Afua. She talks about purging the bitch. It's called Sacred Woman. This book, it's a book. Matter of fact, where's my book? Right here. So I have Queen Afua's. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let's try this out. Okay, Queen Afua's Sacred Woman. Okay, Queen Afua. You can see it. I'm not sure. I don't want to. But anyway, this book's great. Maybe one day I'll read this to you guys. I am into narration, so. But at the same time, it talks about purging the bitch, which is a generational curse that a lot of women or single parent raising their children have passed that on to the males in the family and the females in the family, being that they had no guidance on how to suppress the 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 fear and anxiety and the bitterness and the envy and the grudges and all that other stuff. That's a bitch deity. Like those come from the archons too. Like we have to understand that each thing that they call us when it's a bad name has been produced by these demons that basically put it's like a label. And once you get stuck with that label, you get used to it. And I couldn't believe that one day I got so mad that I actually called someone in my family the bitch word. And I felt like crap after I said it because why would you curse somebody with a demon name like that? It's not a term of endearment. That's not a term of endearment. That's just a female dog. And we all know dogs. Okay, we know how they function. We know if they get the proper care and nutrition. Some dogs are mangy, some are not. But why would you want to be called that? You know, we're sacred. Our energy is sacred. We're walking Wi-Fi, and the reason why they want to deplete our light, is because they're afraid of us. They know why they put us here, to feed. But if we knew our superpower, which is our light, that's what they're afraid of, us exposing them. So I just want to let you guys know that it's okay to go through what you go through, but the reaction and how you handle it, and if you don't shine light on the situation, there's never going to be a way that you can actually overcome it. So just keep breathing, take your time, sit back. Sometimes you can't even let people entice you to want to drain on the negativity, because some people like to feed flame to the fire, and they will seriously, keep bringing it up, like, oh yeah, remember that day you was mad, and they want to bring back old memories just so that way you can get back to those feelings. But I'm gonna teach you one thing about life: you can only be pursued and used by those you allow. And if you take your power back, you can actually get not only more than what you bargained for and what you asked for, but the universe will grant you whatever your wishes are desired, because you are able to overcome. I know they say it's easier to do bad and it's kind of hard to do good, but if you really put your mind to it, what are you actually losing when you're doing good? What are you actually losing when you're doing bad? What's the difference between good and bad? You have a conscience, you know better. That's why they call it, when you got the little demon and the little angel on your shoulder, that's you talking to you, deciding what you want to do. Each choice has its own pathway. And most of the time people take the harder way because they figure, let's keep feeding the archons, we get whatever we want. But that means you're going to just keep being recycled here to this plan ET, this planet prison, soul trapping. Sorry, but this is what we're dealing with right now. But guys, I just want to say thank you for listening. Keep in mind what I said. Everything is an experience, and it's up to you to make it work and make it worth your while. If not, you're going to be repeating the same cycles here until you can get it right. And that's what we're doing right now. We're learning how to not repeat cycles and to break the chain. So when they tell you don't go into the light, go into the light. That means you overcame. I appreciate you guys. I hope that everybody's having a blessed night. Sleep well. Light a candle if you need to feel some serenity in your home, and take a salt bath if you really need to remove any excess uh, negative energy. So tongue twisted. I've been reading all day, so I do narration and commercials. So I've been just trying to stay focused. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope to see you guys again. Send me a like, share if anything, and join me. Subscribe if you want some more information. I would love to keep doing videos to keep you guys updated. This was something that I've been really wanting to talk about. I'm still doing my research on it, but you guys stay sweet and encouraged.